Good morning, afternoon or evening, depending on what time of day you're watching this, or indeed whereabouts in the world you are. I'm MoD, this is Euro Truck Simulator 2, and in the background today, the playlist request has been supplied by Mr. Warzak85DF, otherwise known as DF. And he supplied the playlist. Today's playlist is the soundtrack from Mr. Nuts on the Amiga. DF likes this game quite a lot. I've tried to play it on my own channel, tried to record it, but it wouldn't record for whatever reason. So I'll try it again at some point, DF. On that note, DF, I'm so sorry. At the last episode, we were looking at the garage and we had the strip at the top, and I completely did not even notice that you weren't there. So I'm so very sorry, DF. Gaming dude, if you can add DF to that, that would be amazing. Because we like DF. We do like DF quite a lot. If I remember rightly, we don't have a job at the moment. No, we don't. There's nothing at the top. So I want to try to go for an achievement. We're going to try and do something very special today. And well, not today. We're going to build up to it over the coming weeks, months. Now, I'm wondering, will this show up on the recording? Achievements. View all achievements. Load up achievements. There's one in particular I'd very much... Why did it go to the top then? One I'd very much like to go for, just in case it doesn't show up on the recording. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to read it out anyway. National Company is the one we're going to go for. Own a garage in every city in your headquarter country. Now we are based in the United Kingdom. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get the entire thing in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18! 18 garages. We've got one. We've got 17 to go. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. We're in Birmingham at the moment. Oh, no. Where do we want to go? We've got all Scandinavia there we can explore. We've got Europe, Poland. Maybe we should go to Italy. Should we check out Italy? We've done most of Africa. Well, we haven't all gone all the way to Egypt. How did I not uncover more road in Benghazi? And that bit we didn't cover because we skipped it because we crashed quite badly. I'm not overly fussed what we do, to be honest with you guys. I might just do a few jobs in the UK, drive on the right hand side of the road, left hand side of the road even. Get a bit of money on the go. How are we looking anyway? £17,000. Can we repay a loan? No, we can't, is the answer to that one. But we've only got 315 outstanding. That's not so bad. Let's get ourselves a job. Freight market. Birmingham. To Felixstowe. Yeah, let's go to Felixstowe. Because why not? Interesting music we have at the moment, DF. Very Egyptian sheen. Right, we're going to go pick up this job and we're going to have some fun. Because if I remember rightly, in the last episode, we were discussing Arkham Knight, E3, and basically what a massive disaster Arkham Knight was for the PC. And oh, the developers better do something soon. Well, they did do something, because bear in mind I recorded it all a week ago, right? Before Sunday's episode went up, Warner Brothers, the publisher, had decided to pull the thing completely from Steam sale. Because I'm led to believe everybody got so apocalyptic. What's that? I don't actually know what that is. It's purple. Is that a... Let's actually back up and have a look. I'm curious. Oh, man truck dealership? The truck dealer is closed. Okay, I can live with that. Because we don't want to buy a man. Pull in here, get ourselves a job. Oh my god, it's so pink! Must be Watson's place. Yeah, it's a Watson job. Earning 9,000, but we'll take it. I'll be happy to take it. Yeah, well, Arkham Knight has been taken off sale on Steam and other PC outlets, so they can patch it and fix it. Now, word has it, the Warner Brothers knew about all this. They had 100 people working on bug fixes and Q&A and all that jazz. and the vast majority of them were dedicated to the consoles. And they knew about all the issues for the PC version, and what did they do about it? They said, oh, it's good enough, we should release it anyway. That news came out today, Wednesday. So you can imagine, I'm not overly impressed with how PC Game has been treated, but this is very nicely timed in with Steam and their refund policy. For those of you who aren't aware, if you haven't played a game for longer than 2 hours and you want to get a refund of it, I think it's within 2 weeks of purchase and you haven't played for more than 2 hours, you're entitled to a refund. No questions asked. It might take a couple of days for the refund to come through, but you can get yourself a refund. And PC gamers, by the thousands, were getting refunds on this game, which is why, finally, the PC gamers are being listened to. It's no longer about the consoles. They had the developers and the publishers have had no choice but to pull the game from sales because it's done that fucking badly. It's the equivalent of a box office flop. The console guys are happy because they've got a game that works, but when it's bug tested in 720p and they know about the issues but they don't want to fix them, that just says to me, nah, fuck off, don't actually care about you, mate. I didn't ever plan on getting any of the Arkham games, and I certainly don't intend to either, especially not after this. Let's get around this corner, get onto the motorway. Get onto the inside lane in case we hit someone. It's okay, guys, it's okay. Let's go to the middle lane. So that's Arkham Knight. They reckon that they're going to patch the game and fix it. They are already patching it for those people that have already purchased the game. And they had to actually get patches, but it's too little too late, as far as I'm concerned. The damage is already done, you know? They've already offended thousands of PC gamers because we are apparently not worth the time and attention. If they charge us less than the console version, I can imagine, but they charge us the same now for AAA titles. I mean, part of the joy of PC gaming for me is, apart from the initial setup equipment of actually buying the PC, the games are actually quite cheap. Especially in comparison to consoles, but no, they... Oh my god, you dickhead. But yeah, I'm not happy with how Warner Brothers have been behaving, and I don't even intend to get the game. It's just but it has been a wake-up call to developers across the world, I think, that PC gamers won't be shat on, especially now Steam has their refund policy. It came in just at the right time, so well done, Valve. Good guy, Valve there. Valve did it good. Thinking of E3, let's keep it E3 relevant. Let's talk about Final Fantasy VII Remake. For those of you that have had your head stuck in the sand, up in the clouds, or wherever your head may be, probably up your arse, if you don't know about this by now, and if that isn't the case, I am slightly sorry. Okay. But Squaresoft, Square Enix, whatever you want to call them these days, they are remaking Final Fantasy VII. It'll be on PS4 initially, and then it'll be released on PC. Now, I really, really hope that they pay attention to what's happened to Arkham Knight and don't do a fucked up job of this. There's been a lot of speculation as to what the remake is going to entail. Is it going to be just a graphical update? Is there going to be gameplay updates? Honestly, for me, so long as they keep all the little bugs in the game, like W item, for example, that's the most prominent one you can probably think of. There's also the time cheat when you're in battle. So you basically get 2 attacks to the price of 1. There's all sorts of little glitches and gimmicks with Final Fantasy VII. It didn't make the game any more difficult. It didn't make it any more easy. It just made... Well, W item, okay. W item made the game easy. And maybe getting 2 attacks to the price of 1 made things easy. But the way I see it, it's just... Final Fantasy VII was, for me, the ultimate sandbox in terms of RPGs. So long as you followed the story eventually, you could do what you want, you could do it when you wanted, you could battle how you wanted. If you wanted to load Aeris up with all the combat gear. You could do that if you wanted to make Cloud your magic user. You could do if you wanted Barrett to sit in the back line shooting people while healing. You could do that. You could do anything you wanted within reason. Well, not even within reason. You could do whatever you wanted. If you wanted to load up all your character, if you wanted to put all your best gear onto one character and have all the others just keep him alive, you could do that. You could honestly, Final Fantasy VII was just so brilliant a combat system, and it helped that it had a fantastic plot. I think it did anyway. The story is what kept me playing Final Fantasy VII. But the gameplay is what got me hooked. The gameplay is what made me think, oh my god, this is actually a lot of fun. Especially when you progress through the first couple of reactors and you started getting more equipment and you could actually start tinkering more with what you could actually do. So Final Fantasy VII, the remake has got a huge amount of expectation already, just from me. And you can... Ah, bollocks. Damage to the trailer. So you can imagine how gamers across the world are feeling with regards to this Final Fantasy VII remake. Now what do you guys? You guys that play these games, you know, you watch my Eurotruck, you expect a bit of a blog every now and again, right? Well, there's no blogginess today, I don't think. But how do you feel about what would you expect out of a Final Fantasy VII remake? I'm hoping big things, but I'm assuming that the majority of you will be along the same lines as me, which is change it, but don't fuck it up. I'm open to change. I'm open to new things. So long as they don't do Dirge Cerberus, you know, third-person combat sort of system. If they do it proper time-based combat, I'll be so happy. If they do it active time battle, even, that's the one. I'm happy with that. If they change it so it's basically the most recent Final Fantasies, where you run around and you can run away just by moving an analog stick instead of having any actual "you're stuck in this battle" sort of thing, you know. Random encounters are properly random encounters. Oh, and you got to have the screens that change loading every now and again. You know, when you walk off the edge of one screen onto the other. I don't want it to be one long seamless thing. I like that in Abe's Odyssey New and Tasting. That made things a bit different, but I think for Final Fantasy VII, I don't know. Then again, if they're going to make a graphical remake, should they? Maybe they should. You know, it's a tricky one. Final Fantasy VII the remake is tricky. And maybe they'll add in all the... It was rumoured that you were supposed to be able to resurrect Eris. And oh, I do hope, I really, really hope they keep the spellings right, because Eris is written in Japanese as Aerith, A-E-R-I-T-H. For the European release, it was correctly translated to A-E... I'm trying to spell and drive at the same time, it's actually really hard. A-E-R-I-S, Eris, because in Japanese, S is written as T-H, but it's pronounced as S, hence Eris. But when it went to America, it was a translation error, and it's Aerith, even though it's blatantly not Aerith. The Japanese say it's Eris, we got the correct translation as Eris, and the North American one is wrong, but because there's so many Americans that are seen as Aerith, they're convinced they're right. So let's just all agree to disagree. And I think, ideally, to keep everybody happy, there should be two versions of English for Final Fantasy VII. There should be Aeris and Aerith, because then everybody can have the version that makes more sense to them. I can have my Aeris, my American friends can have Aerith, and everybody's happy. That sounds like a fair compromise, but that's just one of many, many things they could get wrong. I'll take, for example, Tifa's limit break. It doesn't work like a normal limit break. You get these wheels that scroll and roll and roll and roll, and eventually you press stop it every now and again. And if you can get okay, 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 yeah, or miss. Now, if they can replicate, like, it's part of the whole battle system thing, isn't it? I mean, if they can replicate what they did with 7 originally, just to update the graphical interface and everything, then jobs are good 'un. Jobs are fucking good 'un. And honestly, the only reason I haven't started that Final Fantasy VII series of mine yet that I want to play is because I'm still toying with the idea of, do I do it? Because Watson's got his on the go. Watson's series is worth watching. But I don't want to take any focus away from his series, because it's like, if you want to watch Final Fantasy VII, go watch Watson's. But I want to play it again myself, but then the remake, Then the remake was announced, and I'm thinking, oh great, if I do that now, it'll just look like I'm trying to cash in on the whole remake idea. You know? And that's not how mods work. Mods just want to have fun with YouTubing, so I might just do it anyway. But mod it with HD graphics, or get the Advent Children pack, because I know there's an Advent Children pack out there you can mod the game with. And I very much want to play Final Fantasy VII. Not just for you guys, but for my benefit as well. Oh god, can you imagine Advent Children graphics of Final Fantasy VII? I'm actually tempted to play it modded just for that now. Not now, obviously, because, you know, I'm in the middle of the Euro Truck recording. On that note, we are at the drop-off point. Well, I want to see them do a good job of Final Fantasy VII. And at some point, I'll stop talking about doing the Final Fantasy series, and I'll actually just bloody do it. I actually have a question today. My question today is from Verta Mitamutaya. Or as it's pronounced in her video, Verta Mitamutaya. Because I like to take the piss out of people's foreign accents. I could just call you Bob or Your Majesty. Oh, that's right, you got a promotion, didn't you? Anyway, Verta's question. And she probably sat here going, what question? I didn't actually ask you a question in the comments. No, not on... Oh god, I forgot we got the super engine. It's not reversing properly. Too much power. No, you didn't ask me the question in the comments, but you did ask it on Twitter. And the question is, when you're having a bad day and nothing seems to cheer you up, what do you actually do? This is relating to my depression. Tuesday just gone, I had a bad day. No, Monday, because it was Monday Blues, I remember now. I had a really, really bad day of my depression. I woke up on the wrong side of bed, stayed on the wrong side of bed, couldn't do the usual tricks of looking at the positives to cheer myself up. Nothing worked. Absolutely nothing worked to cheer me up. Let's take another job. So what I do in those sort of situations is I just mentally retreat to a comfort zone. I do whatever I feel will make me happy. So for example, I might just hide on the computer and play games, or I might hang downstairs at Murtai and read the latest Autosport magazine. I'll go out on the drive. I'll go out on a drive and just put some music on loud, or whatever it is. I'll do. I'll make sure it's something that puts a smile on my face. If it doesn't put a smile on my face, it'll give me a chance to just clear my head, think about why am I in a bad mood, what's affected me today. And if it's nothing, just slowly, bit by bit, work through the processes of cheering myself back up. There's no instant cure or wake up to this, as I'm sure most of you that have depression realise by now. It's never ever easy to just snap your fingers and wake up from depression. And as we all know, it's not an overnight fix. I mean, you're stuck with depression. Once you're depressed, that's it. You're stuck with it. Bad days hit you harder than ever. I mean, what you can really do is learn ways of dealing with it better. Yeah, what you can do is really learn how you can deal with it better, and minimise the bad days and shorten the bad days when they do happen. At least that's what I find. Southampton, take job. 26,000. I don't think it's enough to buy a garage, is it? But a garage in Felix would be very lucrative, I feel. How many? 4 hours to complete the job. 7 hours to actually do the thing. No, wait. Yeah, 7 hours to complete the job. Got a rest in 7 hours. I think we've got enough time, because it's not a rush job by the look of it. I'm actually going to swing past that garage to see how much we need to acquire a garage. So that's honestly what you'll do. You have to make yourself a happy place in your head. And you have to find a way of getting there. Honestly, I think is the best answer for that one. The happy place can sometimes be the strongest weapon in your arsenal. Okay, admittedly, it's not the best idea, but for me, for my personal experiences with depression, having your own little happy place is the best solution. And if you can't find your happy place, you just have to remind yourself that it's not the end of the world if you can't find it. It will come back again at some point. Don't stress it. Worst thing you can do is stress it. That just makes you worse. Of course, the key part for moving on from Verta's question a bit, but sticking with depression, I think really once you've got over the hurdle that is life isn't that bad. Yeah, the depression is basically, well, it's basically a long-term, semi-permanent state of mind where you wake up and everything is shit. You can't be asked to do anything because it's shit. There's no point. Why bother? Because your friends hate you, or you can't get a girlfriend, or your job sucks. It doesn't take much with depression. That's kind of the point of depression. That there's no easy fix. There is not. Never will be an easy fix to depression. And people think, you know, when you turn to drinking, not the hard stuff like alcohol. People seem to think that alcohol is a good cure. No, all it does is amplify. I find alcohol is a amplifier of one's mood. If you're in a good mood, it'll make you fantastically happy. If you're feeling a bit inclined to smack someone about the head, you'll go about murdering people. Okay, maybe not murdering, it's a bit extreme, but you know what I mean. If you're feeling in a low mood and you don't want to hang with people, it'll make you the most miserable shit on the planet and make you really, really antisocial, and it'll make people dislike you. It's a mood amplifier. It's certainly not a stimulant. Technically the term is a depressant, but I find it's more of an amplifier. It doesn't make me miserable when I have a drink, I tell you, but it's called, alcohol is a depressant because it subdues your senses rather than making you unhappy. But we're getting off subject a bit here. The whole depressed angle, once you're depressed and you're in the depths of it and you can't figure out when the end of it is, that first day when you realise, when you start to think that, you know, that this is it now, I could actually get there now. Oh shit, I didn't go past the garage to see how much it was. Mod sucks. Yeah, when you first realise that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, that, you know, life actually isn't all that bad. That's one milestone. The next milestone is actually believing it. If you say it to yourself, if you say to yourself at the beginning of the day, the light is, you know, it's not that bad, today's going to be a good day. If it's a good day, shit happens, tomorrow will be a better day. Tomorrow will be a better day. 9 times out of 10. And if it isn't better, then okay. But it's very hard to communicate that to somebody that is depressed. I mean, on Monday, I had it up to here with people trying to explain to me, Mod, it's okay, just look at the positives. Yeah, I've tried that. I know how to deal with depression. I'm just having a bad day. Give me a few hours to deal with it. Fuck off for a bit, and leave me alone. Now, it didn't quite work. Had quite a lot of people worried about me, which is quite nice and reassuring. But at the end of the day, I just wanted to deal with deal with whatever issues are in my head. Try to cycle them out of my head. Excuse me. Yeah. It's not just a switch. You can't just look at the positives and go, yeah, I have a roof over my head or anything like that. You know, it's just not that easy. But there are little tricks, little techniques you can teach yourself to snap out of it if you do have a bad day. But the biggest milestone is when you... The biggest milestone, and I think the beginning of the end, is when you wake up that one day and realise, right, I'm actually going to do something. Fuck this shit, I've had enough, I'm going to do something. Because you believe that today will be a better day, you'll make it a better day, and then you'll have that better day. And you'll actually start to believe, hey, life isn't actually that bad. And then you'll take little baby steps. You might contact your friends for the first time in months. You might try going to work, you could do maybe going to the shops, answering the phone if somebody calls you. I'm not saying you do that the very same day you start picking yourself up, but that major milestone is the first one. But from that point onwards, it's also still a constant battle to not slip back down to those depths, you know? You mean those depths are always there, they've got the fucking hooks into you, they're going to drag you down at some point. For me, that's what Monday was. Monday was the day when the claws had properly gripped into me and they pulled me down. There wasn't a lot I could do about that. All I could do is just figure out how to kick the claws off me and make it fuck off again. One of those. It's one of those. But everyone's got their own methods. What did I do on Monday to cheer myself up? I just... Well, I wanted to finish work, because I was in a bad mood all day, and I just wanted to keep away from people. I got in touch with my mates, and hung out with Murtai for a bit. Played a couple of games. Life was alright, life was good. I had a good evening, and that balanced me back out again. So the next day, I went back to work, I was hyper as fuck. I just bounced about. And a couple of guys actually pulled me up and says, "Are you sure you're depressed? Because you're this fucking happy." That's unfortunately how depression works. You can wear the biggest... You ask Robin Williams, back when he was alive. Well, he was quite often quoted as saying that you could have the biggest smile on your face, but deep inside, you could be the loneliest fucker alive, you know? And you could feel that no matter what anybody does, it's just you against the world. You know? It's not easy, it's not fun. And if you're friends with somebody that is depressed, then I applaud you. Because depression doesn't just affect the person that is depressed, it affects everybody around them. Take, for example, let's use my situation. I shut myself off from the world. I didn't want to know anybody. For about 2 years, I didn't talk to anybody. And Mr. Jones and Tort, once a week, every week, for those 2 years, they poked me. They said, "Hey, Mod, do you want to come over to Mr. Jones's tonight?" I ignored the phone. But they didn't give in. They didn't give in. At a time in my life when friends didn't want to know, because at this point I'd lost my job, my house, everything I had, it was interesting to see who my real friends were, you know, because back then I was known as being somebody who's quite generous with buying people the odd pint or not worrying about them paying me back, because I had a decent job. I wasn't too fussed about, you know, the odd £10 here or there. I always had it up in the back of my head, but I never ever went chasing people for it, because, you know, although it always annoyed me when I lend somebody £30 and they say they're super skint, and then they go and blow it all on drugs and alcohol, and they have a great holiday. And I'm thinking, I just went skint so you could have a holiday and some spending money whilst you're on holiday, and you had more than 30 quid worth of whatever it was you were doing. So could you pay me my money back? That's a bit different. That pissed me off quite a bit. And that was also a couple of years ago. We won't talk about him because he's a dick. But it was a super effective way, the whole depression thing, of learning who my true friends were. Tort stuck up for me. He stood by me all the time when I didn't want to know anybody. And when I eventually did show my face around Mr. Jones's house, I was a shambles. I hadn't washed my hair for a while. I probably had really bad BO. I'd been wearing the same clothes for probably a few days by that point. I had no pride in my appearance, but I got out the house. I said hello to my friends, and my friends were happy to see me. They didn't ask any questions other than, "Hi, how you doing?" They just had a fun night, and that started the ball rolling. Yeah, when I finally got out the house. Not as a fun night, actually. I think that might have been the not the furry red night, but around about the time when I started going out of the house and I started getting to know Drazar a bit more, and Mike and a few of the others. That might be when the furry red happened. That's a story I'll tell you for another time if I can tolerate Tort being on Eurotruck as a guest. Because don't get me wrong, I love Tort to bits, But at the moment, he's got this rather annoying habit of turning everything into him. You want to be a guest on my show? Fine. Be a guest. I'll even give you a bit to plug yourself, but bear in mind this is my show. And Tort will turn the entire thing into him. He's done that to Simon on his live streams, and I find it very frustrating to view. Simon's fans like it. Haven't asked Simon whether he minds or not. He can't mind too much because he keeps inviting Tort back for more. But for me, it makes for frustrating viewing because it's all about the Tort show. And I feel very bad saying that about the guy who wouldn't abandon me for 2 years. What's the point I'm trying to make? I'm a bad friend? Probably. Probably I'm a bad friend. Oh, it's starting to get dark outside. Yay. I started recording this at 9:15. Window wide open. Full British heat wave is in full effect, and we are sweating our asses off over here. It's really, really hot. If I could... The only reason I'm wearing a shirt now is because I'm on webcam, I'm recording. If I could get away with not wearing the shirt on camera, I would. I don't feel like doing topless recording because I don't have the physique. I have a hairy chest, my boobs are slightly chubby. Yeah, boobs. I said boobs. I'm not fat, but I'm on the road to being fat, and I'm not overly confident about being topless on camera. I'm not about to start being topless on camera, ladies. Or torts. Yeah, getting back to the point though, if you guys want to see Tort as a guest, let me know. It'd be fun to have Tort as a guest. If he can control himself and his urges. I think the Tort's starting live streaming. Yeah, fuck it, let's give Tort a plug, because he's right there. Hey Tort. And we haven't done a screenshot yet, I just realised. Shoot. Hey, truck, come back here. I want a screenshot. What lane are you going to be in? Inside lane, okay. Shame it's not daytime, but you know, I'll take a screenshot with a Tort trailer in the background because we're giving Tort a free plug, and boop. Will that be enough? Will that be a good enough photo? See, I suppose even now the depression is talking because I'm not able to put up with Tort's failings or shortcomings, you know? Rather than putting up with them like a good person would, I'm my own... not angst. My own agenda, bullshit, is getting in the way. Rather than being happy for my friend because he's going through issues of his own. Rather than being happy for him and supporting him with what he's doing, I'm just bad-mouthing him, which is very fucking bad of me. And if you're watching this Tort, I am actually quite sorry. Because, you know, because of the way the Eurotruck works, so I can't just re-record this and edit it. There we go, that's a rather nice thumbnail there, I think. Let's just come down a little bit so we hide the... That's how that'll do. Yeah, Tort is going to be starting live streaming soon. I'll put his live stream channel in the chat. And it's also probably worth mentioning for you lovely, lovely people that we are teamed up with, under Simon's... not his influence. Inspiration. We have been inspired by Simon. Because Simon has switched his live streaming from Twitch to Beam. And Beam seems alright actually. No issues. I mean, when we're talking 4-second chat delay between somebody hitting something and somebody speaking in the chat to answer it and then it coming back on the stream. 4 seconds from typing in something to getting an answer. That's pretty fucking good. I mean, you know, it could have been pressed. God, if a real life truck driver came into the IR doing this, I'd probably scream at him. No, just go that way and then reverse. Doesn't help that with the super engine, the steering on this is rather interesting. Legs out. I will put the normal engine back in at some point. Now we're back on calmer shores, shall we say. Come on, I'm pressing the throttle. Go forwards. And boop. Come on. Two jobs in one episode. I'm happy with that. Excellent. And we're going to get that careerist at some point, I swear. Now let's go have a look at the cost of a garage. I want to go have a look at the cost of a garage. Maybe rest up and get some new jobs in the market. I suppose the key part though with the whole depression is you're an arsehole to your friends, and your friends will put up with you if they're a good enough friend. I guess that's why I haven't told Tort to fuck off yet. 144,000 for a garage. Right, I think we'll call that an episode. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Let's have Sunday Q&A. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments. Or on Twitter, or on our Facebook page. All the links are in the description as always. Dream big, guys. I'll see you Sunday for more Euro Truck. Bye bye.